everyone. Welcome to your dad's favorite show, DAD, Dynamite After Dark. Tell him, Trey J.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have reached the apex of post-show excellence. Dynamite After Dark.
Anything goes. It's Dynamite After Dark.
Welcome, everyone, to the post AEW Dynamite show where we dissect everything except, I don't know. Welcome.
We dissect everything except live animals.
That's right. We do not accept live. We do not dissect. Trey, did you ever dissect a frog in school?
Bro, I did, and it still haunts me to this day. Like, not the dissection part, but just the the tweezing part, because you got to like pick it apart, and oh my gosh, it was.
Yeah, for me, it's the smell. Like, I did it in like middle school, but it smelled awful, and to this day, I can still smell it, and I still just
the formaldehyde smell.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Hey, look, it's Dollywood, the voice of wrestling.
Yes.
Was that Dollywood who did the last line in the intro video?
Yes, that's her voice.
Yep.
You wouldn't guess it, right?
No, it definitely didn't sound like her.
Well,
sober.
I asked her, give me your best sexy voice. She's like, I don't know about this. I'm like, just try your best. I need a girl's voice for this. And she gave me her best voice, and it turned out outstanding.
Yep.
The effing Golden Graham, the effing world champ, and Canada Dry at All Effing Wrestling. And we'll be joined shortly by the effing expert.
There you go.
We got the branding on point.
Yes,
the last time that somebody that you ever had something with 4F on it? It was Steve Rogers. Remember when Steve Rogers went to try to join the army? They said he was like ranked 4F, and then. But now look at him now, right? Captain America.
So let's start the show off. Before we start it off, I want to hear the Bobby Fish joke of the week.
Gosh, I was waiting for this. I was like looking forward to this, actually. I thought about the Bobby Fish joke a couple days ago, and here it goes. So I'm guessing you guys probably heard about Bobby Fish's terrible blind date, right?
No.
So Bobby Fish actually showed up in a 1932 Rolls Royce. So you probably ask, what's so terrible about that? Go ahead and ask that, Mr. Golden Graham.
What's so terrible about that?
Well, you got to remember, Bobby Fish is the original owner.
We have
it's Rich
Southwood. I'm ready for the effing show. And we have Dollywood, calling her Rebecca.
Can't believe you called her Rebecca.
I know. Well, it says Rebecca. Now everyone knows since that's her secret identity. We just outed her secret identity.
I know. It's like you just unmasked Batgirl. Like, what the world?
She needs to change her name. That's all I'm saying. Effing Dollywood. So let's get started here. Dissecting matches. I was trying to delay a bit to see if we can get the effing expert in here, but he is rebooting his computer.
See, he's going to show up exactly when he's needed.
Exactly. So we'll get him last on this one here. We'll start off with Golden Graham, since he was kind enough to take notes for me tonight, since I'm playing the role of JFB.
And I'm that gingered up, bubbly son of a bitch.
American Drip.
American Drip.
Yes, remember American Drip? All right, so the first match of the night. We got the 8-man tag, the Guns and Swerve in Our Glory versus FTR and the Acclaimed. Go ahead, Golden Graham.
I mean, it's an 8-man tag. Actions everywhere. It was about as good as I expected it to be. My major complaint, and it's going to be for every match, it felt like there was 50,000 commercial breaks on this show this week. I never really got into the flow of the show, and that's not the wrestler's fault. That's a TK problem.
Definitely.
Hey, there he is.
Good evening, gentlemen. Sorry about
We need you to put something else in your name. We need the
FN wrestling expert. Or the FN resident expert.
Yes, because everyone has FN in their name except for you.
I know we're going for a theme here, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't fuck up the theme now. I got to put some fucking in my name.
There you go.
It is after dark. You can swear, I guess.
That's what we do. That's what
YouTube usually doesn't like it within like the first minute of a video. We're good.
Yeah, we're and we're out of election cycle, so of course now we can put all the effins in there that we want.
So Dollywood goes. You came in here, but didn't come in here with a bald head like you promised.
No. I figured the microphone idea was a better idea, so we're gonna do that.
Well, that's gonna leave my head all bludgeoned. I don't know about that.
I mean, I'm just really still disturbed by the fact that Golden Graham over here is covering up that wonderful plumage he has.
I didn't like how it looked tonight, so
So now Canada Dry's messing up the theme because he's the only one of us without a hat.
It's not anywhere close. So, Trey J, what were your thoughts on the opening match here?
I'm with Graham on this one. This was a tough sell for me to begin with. I mean, Acclaimed and FTR are already like an overly powered team at this point. And this to me at best was an opportunity to at least kind of get the Guns up and kind of build a little bit of drama for the eventual Swerve and Acclaim match. And that didn't really happen here. I mean, this was a showcase match that used regular TV for a showcase match. Like, I don't know. Everybody just got their stuff in. So
you got a week to get the pay-per-view ready, right?
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, what is with these weak builds? And I mean, when I say weak builds, I mean it in both spellings of the word. My issue now is, and I think this is something that, based on this show, even though a lot of us like the outcomes of some of these, they should. I like that right there. Amy says, "I feel like Trey should have a
gimmick where he roasts everyone on Afro Wrestling every Wednesday."
But I think that AEW as a whole is beginning to run into a credibility problem, and that's going to be an issue because now it's going to be such a gap between your top guys and your everybody else guys.
So, on that, I wonder. I feel like the whole brawl out really played an issue under the booking of this cycle. It felt like everything is just thrown at a wall. Just see what sticks. So I'm hoping.
Did you guys like the rap tonight by Max Caster?
I mean, it was okay.
Wasn't my favorite.
Go ahead, Mr. Isaacs.
He still ain't changed it yet.
He's still going to change his name.
Can I change it when I'm in the show actively? I don't even know. But anyways, I thought it was a solid match. I'm not big on 8-man tag team matches anyways, because they just always seem so overly chaotic and unstructured, and it's just move, and then somebody gets pinned. I mean, it was okay. I mean, I've seen a million of these matches, especially in AEW. It didn't really do much for me, to be honest with you.
But honestly, the Guns felt extremely out of place in this match.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Like, one of the weirdest things as far as booking this match definitely was like Billy Gunn attacking Swerve before the bell. It makes sense storyline, but it throws off the entire pacing of everything. Because you're just like, what,
What if our
it's
GM
almost like
the scissor emoji?
Oh yeah, bleeding scissor.
Let's scissor. Oh, I can't scissor. We can scissor. Yeah, we're scissoring. You gotta go the opposite way if you want to scissor.
I get that now. I'm seeing it now. I'm flipped. It's like, this is my left hand. Like,
you know what? I feel so out of place being the host because I'm just like, all right, who wants to go next?
I know, or like, you're so subdued.
I know it's hard to be like when you got to control things, you can't just let go.
You should just do that like now because of the fact that
I did do it.
Because JFB's not here, we need to just do this just strictly chaotic.
Yeah, let's just like totally mess this up.
I don't think that's a good idea.
No, like we'll mess it up in a good way. We'll be like an episode of AEW right now.
Yeah, unstructured, difficult to book. Yeah.
Yep.
I have a hard time.
Just let everybody do what they do. Everybody get the shit in.
Noob says the whole all-out Fallout brawl was really disaster, affected the downfall of AEW.
I don't think there's a downfall of AEW coming.
No, not by any stretch. I mean, there's always
that was a bit of a stretch there, Noob.
Yeah. As long as GCW is around, I mean, there's always going to be an audience for just chaotic shit, you know? So AEW is always going to kind of be able to bounce between that and like whatever WWE is doing.
All right.
But I think when Graham said that the gun, who said that? Did you say that, Isaac, about the guns looking out of place?
No, that was me.
Oh, because I'm gonna agree with you, and I'm gonna tell you too. Lee was the only person in that entire side that came out looking good at all.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do things a little bit different here.
Okay.
You gonna give this match a thumbs up or thumbs down?
Scissors up or scissors down, man.
Thumbs up, thumbs down on this match.
No, scissors up or scissors down. So I'm gonna give it.
Okay, we'll do it the whole show.
I'm giving it scissors down.
I'm giving it scissors up. What do you think?
Yeah.
I'm scissors down.
I do scissors sideways.
Okay, that'll work.
No, that's a greater than less than sign.
Neutral on it.
Yeah, but that's a greater than less than sign now.
I'll go scissors up.
Right.
It was a good match to get the crowd going.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's move on to our next thing. We got a lot to cover here. The MJF promo, I thought it was a little different since he wasn't in front of a live audience. He was doing it from the podcast.
Yeah.
It was a little different, but it was still good. Just wasn't because he couldn't throw those things to get the crowd going. So it was like it wasn't. So it was a little different. I'm gonna go with Mr. Isaacs first on this promo.
I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. I mean, he's really, really coming into his own with this promo stuff, and he's going to be one of the all-time greats as long as he stays healthy.
Yep.
And stays in the game. I mean, he's already cutting all-time great promos, in my opinion. I love this. I thought it was fantastic.
I'm going to read this in a Dollywood voice. Okay, yeah. Oops. Okay. Did he say y'all that the podcast was the Milner on the show? That's my Dollywood impression. Yeah, that was on the podcast.
Yeah.
Which is not the best sports podcast in the world. This one is.
How about I say this one, hands down.
Yeah.
All right, your thoughts, Golden Graham, on the promo?
I mean, it was a great promo. I mean, I've been on record. I don't feel sorry for him when he talks about the brawl out taking his shine because he did the same thing to Wardlow. You know, I just say what comes around goes around.
Good point. Good point.
Yep.
But at the same time, like, he's come out of this with his stock on such a rise. Like, brawl out didn't affect him in the least.
Yeah.
No, not the least. Go ahead, Trey J.
When you look at a promo like this, it's like you know that MJF is going to be great. Like, I think that is like one of the main givens. I mean, he is still such a draw for AEW, and like the fact that at any point in time it ever took Tony Khan like a minute to realize that. My thoughts on this though is this playing into the storyline. Doctors advised him to stay off the road until Full Gear. It's like we're starting to get a lot of what we talked about over the past couple of weeks on this show. And it's like, oh, this is really coming into its own. And it's like, I'm never really big on seeing certain things repeated. Like we talked about this being reminiscent of Aces and Eights. But like this is so much better done because we have a better lead running this.
And we also have better production value.
Well, that's true, definitely. That goes without saying too. Impact is
not just that. Impact was doing it week by week, it seems like, where there's at least a cohesive plan here.
Yeah.
So
now one of the things that we've always been able to agree on here is that AEW is nearly untouched when it comes to championship chases. Now, booking championship reigns might be a different story entirely, but booking championship chases, I don't think there's ever been anybody better.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
All right, so moving along, we have the Stokely Hathaway package, and he's. Did we learn that MJF was his best friend? Did you guys all know that they were best friends, or is this new?
Yes, yeah. I knew it. Like. From their MLW days.
Right. All right. So is this just a setup for the big MJF screw job? Like, I feel like this is part of the setup for that.
I think at this point, I think we want that. I think, MJF as a solo act, wrestling every week is not what we want from that character. We want him.
It would get sour. I think it would get very stale quickly if he was actually a babyface.
I mean, have you, and you're, an old school wrestling guy, but think about Flair in the 80s.
I was just thinking that too. I was thinking about Flair.
Because, I mean, think about if MJF becomes that guy who, like, you got to go against this guy and this guy and this guy just to get to me. And then all of a sudden he comes in and it's like, oh yeah, I finally made it through all this thing, and you get to MJF and it's like, oh shoot, he can actually wrestle. So, like that's what I would like to see. It.
Well, yeah. Imagine if Ric Flair, before he even won the gold, he went face. How silly would that have been?
I mean, it would have been terrible.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so let's move on. We got Ethan Page versus Eddie Kingston. And we also get the announcement of the debut in the UK in 2023. But we'll talk about the Ethan Page versus Kingston. This is an all right match. Mr. Isaacs, you go first.
Yeah, it was all right. I mean, it was nothing spectacular. It was nothing out of the ordinary. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and be straightforward and honest here. I don't think any of the matches, except for maybe the last one, was really that spectacular. Like, I think this was just kind of your run-of-the-mill, typical kind of mid-card match. I mean, it was all right. I mean, I kind of wonder if Paige is going to end up winning this whole thing and going against MJF. I thought that might be a possibility, but if they stay on MJF's side and this is all just a swerve, then I don't know. But it was okay.
Go ahead, Graham.
Yeah, it was an okay match. I mean, nothing to write home about. I'm not a big Eddie fan, so like,
I was a little shocked that Eddie didn't win this. Did he have a little bit of heat backstage still?
No, I don't think so. I think it really is just a story with MJF and the Firm and Moxley. I think that's the main thing.
Yeah.
Go ahead, JJ.
I'm going to go and step away from you guys for a little bit because this was out of the ordinary. This was noteworthy. This was something to write home about because Ethan Page got a win on Dynamite. Like, y'all acting like this is just some run-of-the-mill shit, and that's just not.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
this is actually an upset if you think about it.
But it goes back to, AEW's problem when it comes to these kinds of matches, right? Now, basically, they have at least telegraphed most of this side, of the
Dollywood
bracket.
with sorry, I just want to interrupt you 1 second. There's nothing. Dollywood says there's nothing overly wonderful about Ethan Page or Eddie Kingston. Like, whoa,
That's because she don't know about Karate
the
Man.
sweetest thing in the world, and then she just like bursts out something harsh.
Like, I don't believe those are words that she really says. I don't believe she typed that.
It's a Russian bot.
It's Dolly Bot.
Finish up. Sorry before I interrupted you, Trajan.
Oh, no, you're good. But like I said, it's like she don't know about Karate Man. So until she learns about Karate Man, she will learn that there was something spectacular about Ethan Page. But no, it's like whenever they do these brackets, it's like you're not even trying to figure out who's gonna win. You're just trying to figure out what is that next matchup gonna be. And it's almost a guarantee that now it's like Page versus Bandito. Like you've just given that away. And I'm glad that we don't have to wait till Friday to figure out the answer to that question. But it's like, yeah, that was the thing. It's like, the draw is Ethan Page getting that win, but it's kind of like, okay. Love it. Love it. What do you think, Canada Dry? What's your thoughts on Ethan Page and Eddie Kingston?
Well, I really thought that Eddie Kingston was going to win the whole tournament because I thought that it was a way of saying fuck you to Moxley, not Moxley, of saying fuck you to MJF. So that's my whole plan was for him to win the tournament because I was like, okay, then he can go at MJF after he screws over Mox. So I was like, okay, that makes sense, but I guess I was wrong on that.
The long-term storytelling of Mox and Eddie Kingston is like dead in the water in such a terrible way right now.
Yeah. But yeah, they got tagging with Ortiz now.
Yeah.
So.
Woo.
But you can see them like maybe being an official tag team, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, one day. One day.
All right. So next we got the Russian feud backstage. We'll just skip over that.
Let's definitely do that.
Daivari comes out and offers his butler services to Wardlow in exchange for the TNT Championship. Now, this is one of the stupidest, like,
they pulled
you're going to trade away millions of dollars in endorsements and status for a butler.
Exactly.
This is the old sign.
Please offer them a case full of money, and then they could throw the money around. Come on.
I mean, this is if we're going to talk about this, we got to at least mention the fact that like John Silver did call Roosh Bag, which is actually pretty funny. But I don't know. It's so weird that you have what was the guy from the Trust Busters? He was like mini Brock Lesnar guy, like that's basically all but forgotten at this point.
Parker Boudreaux
that's right.
It's like who would even want to see Aria Daivari with the possibility of a Parker Boudreaux versus Wardlow match? Like,
well, the Trustbusters are so weird now with Sunny Kiss now. Like, what?
Yeah, it was like that was a thing, and then like it just stopped mattering. Like, I hate to say it, but that was like
they're not on Dark anymore either.
Not really, Dave. I don't know. It was a mess.
So then you got Wardlow coming out with Samoa Joe behind him. It's a quick match. It's a squash match. And then what happens, resident expert? What happens next?
Wardberg got betrayed. Samoa Joe hits him in the back and chokes him out. At least now, I'm very happy to say that Wardlow has a legitimate feud that's actually going to be at least kind of entertaining.
My problem with this was it kind of left Hobbs in no man's land.
Yeah, it's like
at that moment is like
the outsider looking in. Like, is this going to be
the feud is going to be
like, what's the deal?
Maybe at Full Gear it'll be Hobbs and Wardlow, and then we will have Samoa Joe and Wardlow at
Final Battle
Ring of Honor champion.
I think Samoa Joe should train Hobbs, and they should do some segments where he's like training him, and he's going to make him his protege to make him.
That would be great. Instead of having them separate, I was hoping that they were together and this was planned, but they're like,
that's what I would like to see happen.
Yeah.
I just want them to get rid of the embassy at this point. This is a failure on a number of levels.
Okay, so what do you think on this whole segment there, Golden Graham?
The match, I'm over squash matches with Wardlow. I need something more. But my biggest gripe, they changed camera angles right as Joe was hitting Wardlow with the belt. Like, we missed it. Like, come on now.
Come on now.
Come on.
Now, isn't that what you say when the preacher is saying something really good? You're like, come on now. So next we got any more comments on that?
Nope.
Before we move on?
Nope. I don't even have faith that this is going to be something that's going to be followed up properly next week.
All right. So next we got a Jade interview. They confirmed that it's going to be Jade versus Nyla Rose at Full Gear. Obviously, Jade's going to get her belt back. That's a foregone conclusion. Maybe that's your pee break at Full Gear.
We better hope it even makes it to the main show.
Oh, that's all right. Do you guys think that'll make it on the main show?
I don't, because of the next segment. The next segment, because now you're going to definitely have 2 matches that are on the main show.
Well, usually they do one women's match in the beginning and one on the main show, don't they?
Right, but that's what I'm saying. That makes Jade's match is going to be one match. Tony Storm and Jamie Hayter is another match, and then if we can just skip ahead to that next segment, we now know that Saraya is cleared.
So let's which leads us to let's talk about that. Okay, so we got this is probably the best Saraya segment I've probably ever seen.
Yeah.
I would agree with
WWE or anything. Like, she made me feel emotions. And for me, it was almost the best moment in the whole show.
In a lot of ways it was, because it invokes so many different moments. Like, even Britt calling people fickle. Like, that was like one of my favorite Daniel Bryan things. So to hear somebody else do it, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
And she's not wrong. That's what makes it worse. She's absolutely not wrong.
Well, they started cheering her right after that and booing Saraya.
For a few minutes, and then they're fickle and went back to Saraya.
My issue now is, like, the match that I want to see is not Britt versus Saraya. It's Britt versus Swerve, because now I need to know whose house it really is.
It's my house, no.
Whose house? Swerve's house.
So what are your thoughts on this promo?
Definitely the best Saraya promo I may have ever seen. And it's amazing how, given a couple times, because I was in Philly for her first one that was just God.
Saraya or Saraya?
I think it's Saraya.
They've said it both ways on the show.
Well, I was at the Philly show when she first talked, and everyone was holding up signs saying it's Saraya, and she acknowledged it. So
Saraya.
Going with that.
Saraya. Yeah. Your thoughts on this, Mr. Expert?
It's my house, no.
What did you say?
No, I thought the promo was great on both ends. I thought Saraya did really well. I think Britt Baker did really well. I did think it was pretty hilarious when Britt Baker called the fans fickle. And then they immediately started chanting DMD and started booing when Saraya hit.
They're like, yeah, we are fickle. We suck. Like,
way to prove the heel's point. What are you doing, people? But no, I thought this was great. I love the passion from both sides. And I mean, Saraya really, really impressed me with her promo skills tonight. I thought it was great. The only thing that I would like to hear from her is like why she came to AEW and why she attacked Britt Baker. I would like to hear like an explanation other than just the whole usual cliche of baby faces were getting attacked, so I just ran out and saved them, and now I'm in a feud with them. You know what I mean? I just like for storytelling's sake to hear a little more about why she came, that she wanted to prove that she could still do this, and that Britt Baker and the AEW women's division was like the new fresh thing in women's wrestling, and she wanted to come challenge her.
Rich
Something
Southwood is
like
a
that.
big
Something to
Britt
kind of
Baker
give us a little more meat on the bone here.
Yeah, I can get with that. You're absolutely. I think you're right about that. I think I think that's actually something that's been a problem for the entire women's division. I mean, sadly enough, at some point, Britt's gonna have to be seen as the good guy because she's an AEW original,
Yeah.
and everybody else who's walked in is not. It's almost like if you were to do a women's blood and guts match, you pretty much have for homegrown stars Britt, Jade, insert others later. Like there's not much left on that.
Where's Ruby Soho? She's been gone for a while, hasn't she?
Don't say that name around me.
She had no surgery, so she should be back soon.
Ruby Soho. All right. What do you guys think? Do you think that this match between Saraya and Britt Baker will be able to live up to the hype? Because I don't think it will.
I don't think it'll be a
this
great
promo
match.
here between them will be
I don't
better
think it
than
has
the match.
Like, I don't think it has to. One of the big things that I think is definitely going to happen before this is all said and done, they're going to make it a street fight. That's a smart money play here. For one, a street fight is the least possible. It's going to involve the least amount of bumps for Saraya. And Britt has shown she can hide a lot of her shortcomings in street fights.
Yep.
Dolly, Ruby exists. Okay. Ruby, my biggest issue with Ruby Soho is that Ruby has the look of a badass until, like, she has the look and presentation of a badass until she steps in the ring, and then after that, she is god awful.
You know what my biggest problem with Ruby is her finisher is garbage.
Thank you. The what was it? The riot kick.
It was horrible in WWE. She should have changed it when she came to AEW, and she didn't.
Yeah, that's not even a signature move on any of the WWE games. It's literally a quick grapple.
All right, so you guys didn't answer my question. Will this match live up to the hype?
Oh, I did. I don't think I don't think it will unless it's
I don't think that it will. No, I think Saraya's got a lot of ring rust that she's going to have to knock off, and Baker's not like a technical marvel in the ring herself. But I like Trey J's idea. I think they should just go in and beat the shit out of each other. It should be a brawl that kind of goes out into the crowd or goes backstage or something, and there should be some blood involved. Maybe they could talk to Moxley and borrow a quart of his shit or something. But yeah,
we're hooked up to your IV. We're gonna be okay.
Yeah, we definitely don't need a bunch of tope suicidas in this match.
No, definitely not. Let's please not see that.
And I know this sound, and I don't want this to sound bad coming from me, because if we had Dollywood on the show, I would just I would message her to get her to say this. But we have to also admit this is going to be the first time that Saraya has ever wrestled with her new additions. And so we got to be careful here.
Well, you know what the problem is? It isn't going to be Saraya. The problem is going to be Britt Baker. Because Britt Baker
new
is
additions.
a clunky as fuck wrestler.
I agree.
Trey, I don't know if you guys are UFC fans, but
when she won that sorry, what
you said? What?
Do you guys know Misha Tate, the UFC fighter?
Yes.
Well, she had implants, and one of the implants bursted in training or something.
Yeah.
It caused a lot of problems for her. So yeah, that's a real possibility. You got to be careful.
Like, remember when Awesome Kong had that move called the Implant Buster?
Yep.
That was great.
Everyone.
I wish Awesome Kong would come back just for one more match.
I'm honestly surprised this match is happening at Full Gear. I thought they would have found a way to push it back to when they go to the UK and just let Saraya get that match.
Maybe that could be a rematch.
They'll have Saraya versus Jamie Hayter because they're both UK people.
That's a good one.
But do you remember when Britt Baker won the title?
I try not to. You see me nightmare.
Gassed out. She pretty much was embarrassed when she won that belt. She was crying, not for a good happiness of winning it.
This is not a happy cry. This was an ugly cry.
Yeah, like she hugged Tony Schiavone. He's like, it's okay, and then just like he told her, whispered something in her ear, and then all of a sudden she was smiling with the belt.
So, real quick, back to Trey J's point of making Britt a face. I think the only way you do that is with Thunder when she comes back.
I can see that.
Implants are so
See, Dolly would have had my back. It just proves to everybody that Dolly would have had my back.
Someone asked the question. Maybe we can answer this. What's the weirdest finisher name? I think that's probably it.
That's the weirdest finisher name. Yeah.
Definitely Implant Buster. But I got to give Keith Lee some extra points for naming his finisher the BBC.
But it stands for a Big Bang Catastrophe. Get your head out of the gutter.
What does the BBC stand for? Tell us.
Are we going to put that in the tags of this video?
I just said that. BBC, it's the...
This is After Dark, guys.
It's one of those things you just can't say with a straight face.
The British Broadcasting.
Rebecca says to Trey J, I got you.
My pal Liam over there watches it all the time.
Exactly. They used to have a Three Musketeers show that was amazing.
Rick Southwood is a big Britt Baker fan who says, I like you, but if you don't leave Britt Baker alone, I'm going to come. We're going to have words. I know you like her. I love her on the mic, but I hate her in the ring. Please forgive me.
There's a reason why Britt's best match is a lights out match with ladders and everything.
Yeah, it was because you know what? I'll say this about those kind of matches. Those are the easiest matches to have 5 stars on.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're getting your ass beat, but you got all those props that make it easy.
Right.
A lot of smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
Yep.
But but you also pay a little bit with your body, so it's not quite easy, right? But you trade off finesse for brutality, pretty much.
Yeah, but we've proven that Britt can take. We've proven that Britt can take a lot of shots from a stick to the back. She's dating Adam Cole.
Hi-yo. All right, let's move along right here. So next we got the Lethal and Co interview. What is this note we got here, Joseph?
Lethal and Company.
Oh, right.
Just I didn't feel like writing out Sanjay Dutt and Satnam saying I'm too lazy.
All right. So next we get so that showed that what's his name is Cole
Carter.
Cole Carter is not with them, and I guess maybe they wrote it out. They decided it doesn't work, and they paid off Cole Carter and the factory, and so that kind of eliminates that.
At least they addressed it.
Yeah, so they just they paid off the money, and then what's his name took all the money out and gave him a little bit.
QT.
Yeah, QT Marshall. So next we get Beretta and Lethal. Your thoughts on the Lethal versus Beretta match?
Skip.
You skipping?
Yeah.
Skip it. Totally. I'm not. You know what? I didn't even take this seriously. I was just waiting for whatever happens next because Jeff Jarrett is a national treasure.
All right, Mr. Expert.
Solid match. I love Jay Lethal, so pretty much anything he's in, I'll watch. But yeah, I was just kind of waiting for him to go over, and then whatever happens next. So I'm not really surprised by anything. I love Jeff Jarrett on the mic. He is such a badass heel.
Mm-hmm.
That promo he cut was just awesome. I love the thinly veiled shots too. At Triple H having a big nose and Braun Strowman being a monster that wears skinny jeans. That was kind of funny.
Bro, like that was the part that made this segment worth something. Is Jeff Jarrett?
You guys can't skip ahead like this because then someone will get left out. Like then I can't ask Golden Graham. So try not to skip ahead.
Okay.
Golden Graham, what is your thoughts on this match? And you can, I guess, comment on the banana nose circus as well.
I mean, yeah, it was a match. That ending was smooth, though. That's one of the best lethal injections I've ever seen him hit. I like how he Beretta just popped right up into it. I liked it. And then, yeah, like, as long as this is how Jarrett is used, I'm good with it. I don't need him going after any titles. Nothing like that.
We do not need Planet Jarrett.
Hmm.
No, not at all. I mean,
I thought that he always delivers every single time he has that mic. You wonder if he's got a problem with Braun Strowman. You wonder.
Who doesn't have a problem with Braun Strowman, though?
Pretty much.
And you definitely wonder if he left under bad circumstances, the WWE, because he took a shot at Triple H there as well. So you kind of wonder if something went wrong there.
I will say though, Jarrett bragging about starting companies isn't the brag that he thinks it is.
That's true. All right, moving right along. We get Jack Perry backstage interview. This is all right. Nothing special, but you know, he was on the episode. We'll say that.
Just tune into Friday night.
Yeah.
Right.
John Moxley promo. What did y'all think about this one? Go ahead, Mr. Expert.
I'm going to shock you guys. I actually like this. I liked it. I thought it was a pretty good promo. I like how he's kind of calling MJF out and being like, look, I am legitimately a multi-millionaire world champion. You're just pretending to be one. You know, I like whenever he said that. I thought it was a really good promo. It kind of strayed away from the drinking piss and eating bones and blood and guts and all that nonsense. And actually took some really good jabs at MJF. I liked it. I thought it really built towards the story.
Go ahead, Joseph.
Yeah, I liked it. I mean, you all know I'm a Mox fan, so I enjoy just about everything he does. I'm loving this interaction with Mox and MJF and even Regal. Like, it's the best stuff in wrestling, in my opinion. I know everyone likes a certain other story in another company, but this right here is my favorite story in all of wrestling right now.
Cool. JJ.
I like how important Regal is to this story. And like in a different day, in a different time, this would have such a different ending. But the good thing about this is that we don't even want that ending to happen. We don't want to see Regal turn on Mox, go with MJ.
Not at all.
No.
Some people are predicting this.
Yeah. No, a lot of people are. But it's like I said, in a different time, in a different place, that would have been the story.
When WWE was what happened.
In WWE would have happened, and Impact would have happened. Hell, the last couple of years in New Japan, it probably would have happened. So
yeah, because the whole BBC is the whole BBC.
Are we talking Doctor Who here, Canada Dry? Or
yes. The Blackpool Combat Club would be destroyed without Regal. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I still think there's a lot of mileage to get out of Blackpool Combat Club yet. So.
Definitely, especially with the way that they've kind of been approaching things lately. So
next we got another Elite package, but we didn't see this in Canada, so we got commercials, I think. So, JJ, go ahead, talk about this Elite promo that I did not see for this package.
I mean, we at this point we kind of get it now. Like these promos are just, they're fan service, but they're also not as clever as like we think, or as clever as they seem to think it is. It's like, yeah, it's kind of like Bray Wyatt's thing was clever with the QR codes popping up here and there. But since Bray Wyatt like just pops up and talks, the shit's done. Like the shit's getting old quick.
I just thought of a great T-shirt idea.
Oh, you want all left and wrestling QR code?
No, I want to do the BBC club shirts with the finger instead of the fist.
Isaacs, you got a heyo in you over there.
Heyo.
But yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be, eventually something. I just hope they don't. I kind of really hope they don't just throw this at us like next week as a Full Gear match.
I don't think so. I think they're going to show up at Full Gear because that ending package just ends with them reappearing in the Full Gear promo poster.
As long as it's not a match, I'm going to be fine.
We got them trademarking the Wayward Sons.
Yep.
Nice.
Well, they filed for a trademark. It hasn't been approved yet.
I hope they do.
Denied. Sorry.
Man, like, screw the rules. I have money.
Your thoughts on this, Mr. Expert?
I mean, it wasn't really much to it. One thing that kind of stood out to me was the very old pictures of Omega and the Bucks together. They kind of look like they were members of NSYNC. Omega had like the blonde kind of puffy curly hair like old school Justin Timberlake. I was like, are they in a boy band? Like, what the hell is this?
Tell me about Rich Southwood's comment. Supernatural's going to see. Is there something called Wayward Sons in that show?
No. Yeah. So the main song is Carry On Our Wayward Song by Kansas.
Yeah.
Like that's like the main song that's sung throughout the series.
Yep.
So,
I know that song, yes.
Great song.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, love it.
And next we have the beautiful.
Wait, hold on. Can I say something real quick? If you get a chance, go watch that little video package. It's got a whole bunch of stills of a whole bunch of WWE guys in there when they were not in WWE.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's got Sammy, it's got KO, it's got Finn, it's got AJ, whole bunch of guys.
Nice.
So next we have the beautiful Sky Blue versus Jamie Hayter. It was a good match. Who was the one that said this was the butt match of the night? Is that you, Isaac?
I said this was the match with the best assets in the evening.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
I think Sky Blue is super cute. She's cute.
These two are young and they're talented.
Sky Blue is Cora Jade without the smoker's tan and the emo backstory.
That's fair.
Yeah, it was a good match.
Yeah.
It was better than I thought it would be. It got more time than I thought it would.
It definitely got a good amount of time. And I actually like the fact that they put it right before the main event because, you were definitely going to watch that spot. And normally they don't do that unless it's like a title holder is in that position. I think they're doing a great job of building up Jamie Hayter. I think that in this match, they did a great job of building up Sky Blue as a legitimate future contender.
Yeah.
So next we got the main event. Sammy versus Danielson. We get the first fall when Sammy throws a chair at Danielson's head and then starts smashing him with the mic. Your thoughts on the first fall? Trey J.
That reminds me of like when Kurt Angle did that to Brock in the 2 out of 3 falls when he was just like, chair. Yeah, now I got the advantage,
Yeah.
The problem is Sammy Guevara, just a vicious Sammy Guevara still does not like intrigue me at all. Like I don't believe it. Like Sammy's like that dude that hurt you accidentally.
But do you guys think that he kind of needed the win though? To be
like
taken
overall for the first fall.
No, he needed the whole win because
definitely not.
No.
Now he's not taking legit in this ROH. Like he's not going to win the ROH title.
Right. But Sammy Guevara at this point, he is making a great living and a great character of having the most punchable face in all of AEW.
Like this man Daniel Bryan, wouldn't that make his face a little bit more punchable and he could like brag about it?
Nah, because he already got the Eddie Kingston win that everybody's still kind of pissed about.
Well, plus he does have a win over Danielson, so
yeah.
Does he?
Yeah.
He has a couple of them in tag matches.
Well, no, like he got the first one, and then Danielson won the other week, which is why now they're having a 2 out of 3 falls match.
When did he beat Danielson?
A little while ago.
Oh,
it was when Danielson was losing to everybody.
I always forget these matches.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, let's just talk about the whole match. We're at the 49-minute mark. Your thoughts, Mr. Isaacs?
I really enjoyed it. It was my favorite match of the night. Guavari did his usual spot monkey thing. And Danielson did his usual I'm gonna chop the shit out of you and leave red marks all over you thing. But it was good. It was a good, entertaining match. I really liked it. It was about what I expected.
It really kind of.
Okay,
I was gonna say, to me, it really kind of gave us a lot because you have Danielson kind of playing the Moxie role of bleeding everywhere, but at the same time, it's like you kind of believe that like towards the middle of the match, this was a legitimate fight. Like it, once again, Sammy didn't have to win. Sammy came out looking like $1 million at the end of this thing.
Yeah, he does.
Mm-hmm.
Pisses me off. It was, you know what, like predictions mess with it because they're like you're kind of swayed with how you think it should go.
Yeah.
So it kind of leaves a bitter taste in your mouth when it doesn't go how you think it should go.
Like picking with your heart, man.
No, I don't like Sammy. I would have picked Brian if I was picking with my heart.
No, I mean like where you think it's gonna go. Like your heart's telling you.
Yeah.
The logic says you pick Brian.
Yeah.
Just like, you know.
No, I thought logic would push like Vince
That's where every
McMahon.
time you start,
Vince
he's
McMahon.
about.
That's the problem. We're all Vince McMahon brainwashed. We talked about this before. Vince McMahon would always get the person who's losing the match to get a little bit of steam before the pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I thought was going to happen. The Vince McMahon brainwash is what I'm blaming Vince McMahon on this one.
Damn it, Vince.
So, real quick before we move on, I'm so tired of Sammy. Like, I was sitting here watching this match, and I'm like, I have no emotion, no feel for this match because I'm so sick of Sammy. I'm sick of his wife being out there being obnoxious, like, and I know they're doing their job, but especially for Sammy, like, it's like that. Go away. I really don't care about you right now. Like, it's like, go away so I can want you to come back and actually care.
Do you remember when everyone loved Tay Conti so much? Like she was so over.
Yeah, I never liked her.
Yeah, and then they just threw it all away, and I don't know why.
Yeah. When she was like mini Nia Jackson, people, it was like ridiculous. Like, the fact that her move.
I started hating her when she gave Natalia Markova a concussion. I was pissed.
Yeah, I heard about that, man. I heard you was actually paying mobsters to take her out.
I had to promise that I wouldn't start getting people to send her hate mail. So.
It's a seriously sad fact though. Like Tay Conti was like when she got fired from WWE, a lot of people were like blah blah blah, but I was like, nah, they were on to something with that firing. Because then when she's like, because it's kind of weird because they had this whole Paige Van Sant thing that was started, and it's like, is that over with now? Like AEW?
Yeah, I don't know what happened because I heard that she just like walked away from wrestling.
Yeah, and decided to like start showing her boobs, which was, great on one end.
Well, she quit winning fights, so
yeah, they signed her. Does she have to give the money back?
I mean, did Tyson? I don't know,
guys. I think that's the show.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of the show? Out of what is it Bells that he calls it?
Bells.
Yeah.
Bells. So Trey J, out of 5 bells, what do you think about the show and what was your favorite match of the night?
Definitely the last match was my favorite. The show probably I'm gonna hover it around 2.5 bells for this one. Like I said, I think it's just been a downturn going into this pay-per-view because these shows have not had the great flow. It's I don't know. I can't really. I don't disenjoy them, but yet something is kind of like I feel like I'm hitting a ceiling every time I'm like watching. Like this is only gonna get but so good. But then they'll give me like one great match out of the whole night.
Yeah.
Dollywood says, I'm going to start taking a shot at Canada Dry every time I say something thirsty. And she says, I'll be drunk by the end of the show. I would do that because I'd be thirsty all night long and make her even more thirsty by having to take the shots. But she says, joke, I love you.
Is there a 2-drink minimum at Dollywood?
How many drinks do we need to get into Dollywood? Mr. Expert, how many bells and what was your favorite match?
I'm gonna give it 2 bells. I'm gonna give
2
it
bells. Whoa.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it that second bell just because of the promo work. If it wasn't for the good ass promos on the show, I'd probably give it 1. Because honestly, this show was a little underwhelming to me. It was okay.
You did last week's show. Oh wait, you weren't on the show last week, were you?
No, I was not on the show last week.
Hey, you gave last week's show way better. Golden
By
Graham
not being on Dynamite After Dark.
my favorite match was the last one. In case I didn't already say that.
Golden Graham.
I'd give this like 2.5 bells. And I don't have a favorite match tonight. Everything felt very underwhelming, which is weird for it being 2 weeks from a pay-per-view. Like, I have no sense of excitement for this pay-per-view.
You are like a Debbie Downer tonight, Golden Graham. How did you not at least enjoy that match? Because it was Sammy was in it?
Yeah. Sammy I don't enjoy watching him wrestle. Yeah, that little flipping DDT thing he did off the top rope was cool, but I think you just don't.
I think you hate him.
I think it's trending towards that way right now. He just needs to go away so I can forget about him and miss him a little bit, and then maybe I'll
he comes back as a masked wrestler, and then you won't know.
Yeah, there you go.
And they're like kissing through the masks. They're like, "Hey, who are these guys? They're great."
Well, he needs to come out with that goofy mask they did when they first came on the air.
I'm giving
the panda hat.
Yeah.
I'm giving this 3 bells out of 5, and the Sammy versus Danielson match was my favorite. Let us know if you're watching how many bells you're giving this. Let us know what your favorite match is. So if you would like get a shirt, you can head to Pro Wrestling Tees /Pro Wrestling Tees /F Wrestling, and you can go to our website and check out everything. And you can check out on the links at the bottom of the show, all our links. And I think that is it. And does anyone want to plug anything?
Also, if you're a fan of old school wrestling, All FM Wrestling does also host the Pro Wrestling Tees show of Adrian Adonis. Adrian Adonis. The proceeds do go to his family. Of course, FM Wrestling does get a slight pittance. Not even what we would like to call a cut, but a pittance. But but we definitely run that, and that's a big thing. If you are a fan of prediction wrestling, definitely join AFW because, I mean, obviously, I'm the champ, so I need some new competition. I've been dealing with these losers for too long.
Absolutely. I'm going to have to take that belt off you soon, but I'm focused on tag team gold right now, so you're lucky.
Nice.
All right, so that is our show. Thank you, everyone, for watching. You know, I don't like this main hosting gig. I like being the secondary guy because then I can just have fun.
Hey, I know you put me in JFB's normal spot, and I was just like, I feel so much pressure here because he's excellent at this.
And I'm always in this spot, so I'm staying there. So, yeah, but you really appreciate what JFB does when you have to do it, right?
Exactly.
He's the straight man.
Yeah,
That's what he does. Yeah, that's his
I
role.
hope he's straight.
Yep. We wouldn't want him to be looking for some BBC.
Whoa.
We're gonna have to get that.
He's gonna come back and listen to this episode and be like, "What the fuck did they do to my show?"
I am never missing another day. Matter of fact, everybody on this show is fired.
He actually has to put this on Spotify and everything. So if you're listening on Spotify, hey JP. Anyway, that's our show. See you later.
This has been an effing worldwide media production. You can find us on all social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and others. Head over to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/effing wrestling. And while you're there, click like and subscribe. Want some swag? Head to our store at prowrestlingtees.com/effing wrestling. You can find all these links and much more at our awesome website, effingwrestling.com. As the JFB always says, you can book it.